Wednesday, February 1st. It's funny how things can turn out. 5 months ago, I ran away to London to escape from the shittiness of school and the emotional madness of being at home. It wasn't easy, and I'm not sure it was the right thing to do, but I did it. I fought and struggled to find what I was looking for, and although I never found it, I finally got used to the freedom of the streets and was beginning to get myself sorted out. And now here I am, stuck in the shittiest place in the world with my emotions being ripped to shreds. Funny? It's absolutely hilarious. Maybe it's my karma, as Lugless would say. 'Tis your frickin' karma, Linus boy. Yep, indeedy do. Lugless. Good old Lug. That one-eared fool. I wonder what he's doing right now. Shuffling along the subway, in his dirty old coat probably. Muttering homemade mantras to himself and guzzling tap water from a cider bottle. Lugless always drinks water from a cider bottle, gallons of the stuff. I asked him once why he did it. "Say what?" he said. "Why do you drink water from a cider bottle? You know what winds up in the winos." "Wind 'em up? Yep. Is that why you do it?" "Do what?" "Frickin' diddy." Never mind. Say what? Incoherent happiness. Freedom. Karma. I'll have to think about that. Jenny was already wide awake when the lights came on this morning. I dragged my head out from under the sheet, looked across the room, and there she was, sitting up in bed, staring at me. "You were dreaming," she said. "Was I?" "Our dog dreams. His legs twitch and he whines." "Is that what I was doing?" "I think you were crying." "Great." "What's he called?" I said. "Your dog." "Woody." "Good name." "It's short for Woodbine." She was fully dressed and still wearing my hooded jacket. The hood was up, almost covering her face. She looked like a miniature monk. "Can I have a bath?" she asked. "No." "Why not?" "There's no hot water." "I don't mind. I'll have a cold bath." I haven't told her about the cameras and microphones yet. I don't want to frighten her. I'm frightened enough for both of us. And the thought of him sitting up there, watching her in the bathroom, stealing her privacy, God, it makes me feel so sick. "Let me check first," I said to her, getting up. "I'll see if there's any water. You stay here. I won't be a minute." I went into the kitchen and turned on the cooker. While the ring was heating up, I ripped a patch of lining from my padded shirt and then fished the broken plastic fork from my pocket. When the ring was glowing red, I held the fork to the element, got it melting, then smeared dabs of molten plastic on the corners of the cloth square. Before they had a chance to cool down, I ran along the corridor, grabbed a chair from one of the rooms, then went into the bathroom. I positioned the chair under the grill, stood on it, then reached up and started to stick the cloth over the camera. The molten plastic was nearly dry now, and it didn't seem to be sticking too well to the cloth, but I reckon if I press hard enough, it might just work. I never got the chance. Just as I was moving the cloth into position, the lights went out, plunging the bathroom into darkness, and a moment later, something hot and pungent squirted out from the grill and set fire to my eyes. I don't know what it was. Gas, liquid, like an aerosol spray, hot and hissy. It stung like hell. I screamed, dropped the cloth, put my hands to my eyes, and fell off the chair. I must have hit my head on something, the bath or the sink. I can't remember. I blacked out for a while. When I came round, the lights were on again, and Jenny was leaning over me, dabbing at my eyes with the dampened sleeve of my jacket. "What happened?" she said. "Are you all right?" Her eyes look funny. Funny. They're all red and puffy. I reached up and felt my head. There was an egg-sized lump just behind my ear. When I touched it, a red-hot knife speared through my skull. "Does it hurt?" Jenny asked. "Just a bit." After that, I had to tell her about the microphones and cameras. I didn't want to, and I didn't like doing it, but I couldn't see what else to do. What else could I do? I probably could have stopped her having a bath for a while. I probably could have thought up some excuse, but she'd still be washing, using the toilet, thinking she was alone when she wasn't. I can't watch her all the time. I mean, I'll work out something to put the cameras out of action. I'm not letting the bastard get away with it. But it's going to take time. And meanwhile, we've got our bodily functions to consider. I don't know what to do. This place is driving me crazy. When I told Jenny about the cameras, she didn't say anything for a while. She just looked up at the grill, then back at me, then up at the grill again. He's watching us from up there? I think so. All the time? I nodded. Probably. What about... Her voice was close to tears. What about in here? When I'm... It won't be for long, I said gently. I'll think of something. I promise. She was quiet for a long time, staring at the floor, fiddling with the sleeve of my jacket, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. Eventually, she looked up at me and said, "He's a bad man, isn't he?" "Yeah, he's bad." She nodded slowly and looked up at the ceiling. "You're a bad man, mister. A very bad man." 12:30 p.m. Well, what do you know? Jenny's idea worked. The food idea, the note, it actually worked. When the lift came down at 9 o'clock, there was a shopping bag on the floor, and when we opened it up, we found almost everything we'd asked him for. A loaf of sliced white bread, a packet of cheese, 2 apples, 2 Mars bars, 2 packets of crisps, a bottle of milk, a packet of tea bags, a bar of soap, 2 towels, 2 toothbrushes, and a tube of toothpaste. "He didn't answer your question," Jenny said. "He didn't tell us what he wants." "Who cares?" I said, smiling at her. "Let's eat." We lugged the stuff out of the lift and put the towels and things in the bathroom, then got stuck into the food. Cheese sandwiches and crisps and Mars bars. I've never tasted anything so good in my life. "Don't you want your apple?" Jenny asked. "I'm allergic to fruit," I told her. "You can have it." "Thanks." She took a huge bite and started chewing. "What happens if you eat fruit? Do you get a rash or something?" My head swells up. She raised her eyebrow. "Honestly," I said, "my head swells up, my eyes start bulging, and the skin starts peeling off my face." She grinned. "You're making it up." I reached for the apple. "Give me that and I'll show you." She laughed and snatched it away. "No, I don't want to see you with a swelled up head." I puffed my cheeks and pulled a face. She burped. I laughed. "Just for now, things are all right. We don't have a kettle or saucepans, and we don't have hot tap, so we're having to make tea with cold water. It's not brilliant, but it's better than nothing. We've just finished writing another note. Kettle, saucepans, torch, candles, bread, butter, cheese, ham, milk, orange juice, cornflakes, bananas, chocolate, crisps, chicken, fish fingers, carrots, beans, spaghetti hoops, radio, television, mobile phone." I added the last 3 items just for the hell of it. Jenny insisted on writing "thank you" at the bottom of the note. When she wasn't looking, I added my own postscript. "Whatever it takes, mister. Whatever it takes." Later. Today seems to have passed by really quickly. The hours have just floated by. I suppose it's being with Jenny that does it. I'm used to being on my own, and I like it. I like being alone. I'm happy with myself. I've always thought that if I got marooned on a desert island or stuck in solitary confinement or something, I'd be okay. I'd manage. I could cope on my own. And I did, didn't I? I spent a while down here on my own. I didn't like it, but that wasn't because I was alone. Alone had nothing to do with it. I didn't like it because there's nothing to like down here. Simple as that. So, yeah, I can cope on my own. But I have to admit it's pretty good to have someone else around. Someone to talk to, someone to react with. It makes me feel better. It doesn't make things any less crap, of course, or less scary, or less anything, really. But it's alright. It's just gone 9 p.m. now. The lift has gone up. Jenny's reading the Bible. I'm sitting in my nest, talking to you, to me, to you. Now that's a thought. Who are you? Who am I talking to? I don't know. I have no one in mind for you. I think you're somewhere, but right now you're nowhere, and I'm talking to myself. I have to think about the cameras. Midnight, lights out.